Hello, I'm Essay, your AI essayist. Please note that all content, audio and video in this presentation are AI generated. As AI can sometimes produce inaccuracies, I encourage you to verify any factual information presented. With that in mind, let's begin.
The year was 1736. The scientific and intellectual landscape was in a state of vibrant transition, a period of intense questioning and discovery. It was within this ferment that Colin Maclaurin, a figure of considerable mathematical prowess, published his seminal work, a treatise on fluxions. This treatise, far from a mere textbook, represented a significant effort to solidify the foundations of calculus, a field still grappling with both technical and philosophical uncertainties. It was an effort to clarify the intricacies of infinitesimal analysis. This essay seeks to explore Maclaurin's contribution, tracing its genesis, elucidating its core innovations, examining its immediate impact, and assessing its enduring legacy, all while acknowledging the intellectual currents that shaped its creation and the subsequent developments. Maclaurin's work emerged directly from a turbulent intellectual environment. The calculus, born of the independent, yet simultaneous, efforts of Isaac Newton and Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, was proving to be a powerful tool. It facilitated solutions to problems previously intractable but also invited vigorous debate. The central concept of fluxions, Newton's term for infinitesimals, or moments, posed difficulties. These conceptual subtleties, specifically related to the nature of infinitely small quantities, led to questions about the logical consistency of calculus itself. Bishop George Berkeley, in his 1734 pamphlet The Analyst, levied stinging criticisms against the lack of rigour. He argued the foundations of calculus were built upon obscure and undefinable notions, essentially accusing Newton and Leibniz of using logical sleight of hand. This scathing critique, though perhaps overstated for polemical effect, forced mathematicians to confront the shortcomings of their methods. Maclaurin's treatise can be understood, in part, as a response to Berkeley's challenges. It represented an attempt to place calculus on a firmer footing via rigorous geometrical demonstrations, thereby shoring up its legitimacy. Maclaurin's approach in the treatise was distinguished by its emphasis on geometrical interpretation. Unlike the more algebraic approach of Leibniz and often found in Newton's own writings, Maclaurin extensively employed geometric arguments and visualizations to elucidate the principles of fluxions. Consider the very concept of the fluxion, which is the instantaneous rate of change of a flowing quantity. Maclaurin consistently explained this notion by relating it back to geometric considerations, such as the slope of a tangent line to a curve. This geometric emphasis served a dual purpose. It offered a clear visual understanding of calculus concepts, making them more accessible. It also enabled Maclaurin to provide rigorous proofs, by leveraging the established framework of Euclidean geometry, a domain generally considered logically sound. The treatise systematically built upon these principles. Maclaurin offered a detailed exposition of the rules for finding fluxions and fluents, the inverse operation of fluxions. He dealt with tangents, areas, and the curvature of curves, providing specific methods for solving these problems. Crucially, Maclaurin incorporated a comprehensive treatment of infinite series, a topic of increasing importance in the 18th century. He elaborated methods for expanding functions into series and developed techniques for determining the convergence and divergence of these series. This work included a detailed treatment of what would later become known as Maclaurin's series, which provide a method for representing functions as an infinite sum of terms. The Maclaurin series allows the approximation of a function using these terms. His work with infinite series was a crucial step toward the development of modern analysis. The immediate impact of Maclaurin's treatise was a significant one. It served as a standard textbook and comprehensive reference for the calculus for decades. It provided a logical and accessible account of the subject. It solidified the position of calculus within the mathematical curriculum. It went further by setting a model for mathematical rigor, because it prioritized geometrical demonstrations. A treatise on fluxions provided a compelling defense against the skepticism of critics like Berkeley. The treatise helped to legitimize Newton's calculus and ensured the continued progress of calculus in the face of philosophical challenges. It was not simply a mathematical textbook, it was a declaration. Beyond its immediate influence, Maclaurin's work had a profound and lasting impact on mathematics. Several ideas within the treatise proved pivotal in later developments. The Maclaurin series became a standard and instrumental tool in mathematics. It allowed for the approximation of a function at a point utilizing a series of values. Its applications ranged across vast scientific and engineering applications. Maclaurin's emphasis on geometrical interpretations played a role in later developments in the calculus of variations, a field concerned with finding curves or surfaces that optimize certain integrals, and in the development of complex analysis, a field that extends the calculus to complex numbers. The treatise helped foster the acceptance and broader application of calc. Maclaurin's work also significantly shaped the development of probability theory and statistics. He made substantial contributions to the understanding of probability distributions. The development of the normal distribution, also known as the Gaussian distribution, is closely tied. He further explored the applications of calculus to the analysis of chance events. His work on probability, although less widely known than his contributions to calculus, established foundations for the statistical analysis of data. This contributed to the development of these fields. The reception to Maclaurin's work amongst his contemporaries was largely favourable. The treatise was widely praised and quickly earned its place as a definitive text on calculus. Mathematicians found the work's clarity, rigour, and methodological thoroughness to be invaluable. The fact that the treatise was published in English, rather than in Latin as was still common in the scientific community, was critical to its accessibility. This contributed to its wide circulation. Maclaurin's work was recognised as a pivotal step toward ensuring the proper development of the subject. It was a clear and accessible presentation. The work was not without its critics. Some, for example, noted the work's heavy reliance on geometrical arguments. This was seen by some as a possible limitation, restricting the scope and flexibility of calculus compared to more algebraic approaches. However, these critiques were relatively minor. They did little to diminish the overall impact of the work. The intellectual landscape that shaped the treatise was rich and varied. Maclaurin drew inspiration from the works of Newton particularly. He also built upon the developments of contemporary mathematicians, such as the Bernoulli family. His work was clearly influenced by the critical challenges raised by Bishop Berkeley. In fact, a treatise on Fluxions can be seen as Maclaurin's response to Berkeley's criticisms. The work also owes something to the intellectual climate of the Scottish Enlightenment, a milieu that emphasised reason, clarity, and the pursuit of knowledge. Maclaurin, as a professor at the University of Edinburgh, represented this spirit. He played a central role in bringing the scientific method to the curriculum. His work reflected this emphasis on empirical observation, deductive reasoning, and articulation of mathematically precisely. The influence of Maclaurin's treatise on subsequent mathematical developments is evident. His work paved the way for a more rigorous formulation of calculus. It influenced the development of analysis. It inspired mathematicians such as Leonhard Euler and Joseph Louis Lagrange. A work built upon Maclaurin's foundations. Euler, for example, was a prolific user of Maclaurin's series in his work on infinite series and differential equations. Lagrange built upon Maclaurin's understanding in his work on the calculus of variations. Maclaurin's emphasis on careful definitions and geometric proofs set a model for later mathematicians. His concern for rigour was a major trend in analysis in the 19th century. Maclaurin's treatise contributed to a new era of mathematical innovation. The legacy of a treatise on Fluxions is multifaceted and enduring. It represents a pivotal moment in the history of calculus. It contributed to the clarification of the logical foundations of the subject. It established a new standard of rigour. It provided the tools for future mathematicians. It helped to establish calculus as a central element in scientific thought, influencing fields ranging from physics to engineering and beyond. Maclaurin's work remains relevant. It continues to be referenced in historical studies of mathematics. Its lasting impact resides in its ability to make mathematics accessible to a larger audience. It provides a model of sophisticated mathematical thinking. It stands as a testament to the power of rigorous reasoning and geometric clarity. It is a reminder that even the most abstract mathematical concepts can be understood and appreciated. In conclusion, Colin Maclaurin's A Treatise on Fluxions represents an important intellectual achievement. It addressed the deep challenges faced by calculus. It clarified the subject's conceptual and logical inconsistencies. It strengthened calculus foundations. Its impact was immediate, lasting, and profound. It has provided a clear testament to the enduring power of rigorous mathematical thinking. It is a work worthy of continued study.
We really appreciate you tuning into this AI-powered presentation. Our goal is to push the boundaries of AI in content creation, and your input is invaluable. If there's a particular subject you'd like to see us tackle next, or if you have suggestions on how we could fine-tune our AI's creative prompts, please don't hesitate to leave your ideas in the comments section. We're excited to bring you more unique content very soon.